Good evening, Patek sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. As you are aware, today's chief guest is a Marshal Ajit Vishwanath Vaidya, sir, who has a distinguished career over 4 decades of service with the Air Force. He is a flying pilot with over 3,000 hours of flying, and he has been a qualified flying instructor as well. He started his service career with NDA through NDA. I shall be requesting the chief guest to start his narration. But before that, let me just tell you that he has been the key player, key hero in Male operation, that is Operation Cactus. So we will be hearing from him on Male. But before that, may I request you, sir, to start with your brief background. How did you join the services? And then take us through your journey of complete service, and especially the Operation Cactus. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank JW Patak and Sergeant Rao for organizing this meeting and giving me a chance to talk about my experience during Operation Cactus. They also want me to first a little bit about myself, how and why I joined the Air Force, and briefly cover my career profile. So, next 15 minutes or so, I'll be blowing my own trumpet. So please bear with me. And after that, we'll get on to the main topic. So, I am from Pune and I did my education, most of it, in Pune. Kadakwasla, that is where the NDA, National Defense Academy, is located, is very close, just around. So, my father had gone to see that academy and he liked it so much that he decided to donate one of his sons, 3 sons that he had produced, to the nation. And I am that donation. What happened was, thereafterwards, he got the NDA form to fill for admission into NDA. And in the services, cut Air Force, cut Navy, and he picked Army. And he asked me to sign. I didn't want to sign. Nobody in our family is from services background. None of us knew what happens in the Air Force, Army, Navy. All our opinions were formed from the Bollywood pictures, where all the fighter pilots shown in the pictures meet with an accident and die. So my father thought if he joins the Air Force and becomes a fighter pilot, he's not going to live long. And I saw the army people walking without, water, climbing, going there, almost on their feet for 10, 12 hours. And I certainly didn't want to do that. So what I did was, I went and got another form. And I filled the form. And when it came to which service would you like to join, I picked only the Air Force. Struck out Navy and I struck out Army. And I asked my father to sign. My father won't sign. So I said, then I'm not joining NDA. So my mother prevailed. She came and she told my father, if he wants to join the Air Force, let him join the Air Force. God is there, he'll take care of it. So finally, my father signed and I appeared for the entrance exam for NDA. I had the NDA written exam, I had the interview, and I got selected to go as an Air Force cadet NDA in 1965. 2.5 years of joint training, basically army oriented, and then the last term was specific to each service. So in my case, it was specific to the Air Force training. So we had a glider low where we had gliders, and they gave us the experience of how you feel in the air and whether the cadet is fit enough and feeling healthy enough to be in the air, or is he scared? So I got my solo on the helicopter and on the gliders, and then after 3 years of rigorous training, I joined for 1.5 years of flying training. First was in Bidar, next was on Harvard's in Jodhpur, and finally the third was on the jet aircraft Vampire Hacking. So having gone through all the 3 stages, I was finally commissioned as a fighter pilot in December 1968, and I was posted to Halwara. So I was posted to Halwara on Nats and in 9 Squadron. And Nat is a very, very small aircraft. I don't know how many of you have seen it. It's a very small aircraft. And there's no ladder to go into the cockpit. One just did a stood on the hands and then put the leg across into the cockpit. It had no standby systems like all the aircraft have standby systems. If the main hydraulic system packs up, they have a standby. If the electrical system packs up, they have a standby. If the pneumatic system packs up, they have a standby. So Nat had no standby system at all. And that is how it was so light and so agile. Another thing about the Nat was there was no trainer aircraft. The fellow was just put into the Nat cockpit, launched, and and he was just briefed that after takeoff the aircraft will do steep climb, be careful, then this, that. So before taking off, he was put in the cockpit. One technician was told to sit and raise the attitude, and then the pilot who was sending him solos to tell him, this is the takeoff attitude. So when the speed comes to take off, raise the nose like this and you will be up in the air. So it was a great experience, and the amount of pleasure and satisfaction that I got being all by myself in that aircraft is something for which I have no words. Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. From there, I converted onto the MiG 21 in 70, and I participated in the 71 war, December 71 war, sitting in the MiG 21 from Halwara. At Halwara, I was doing ORP. ORP means Operational Readiness Platform. Aircraft is loaded up and waiting to take off within 2 minutes. Should there be an intrusion from the enemy? But Pakistan, after the very first day of attack, they were crossed the border. They were very scared that they will be shot down because MiG 21 fame had reached them, and it was a very, very modern aircraft those days. So the fighter controller is the gentleman who looks at the screen of the radar, and when the radar is going round and round, he can pick up aircraft in the sky. So he said to us, would you like to have some fun? We said, yes, why not? So he took us to the border, and then we were patrolling, going up and down at that border. He said, now I'll take you 15 kilometers inside Pakistan airspace. Let us see if they react. So he took us across there. Said, still there is no reaction from Pakistan. So then he said, now I can see some activity on the Pakistan side. I think they are taking off to intercept you. So gradually he called us back. So this game we used to play every day, and that is how my 71 war came to an end. So after flying the 21, I was sent for training as a QFI, Qualified Flying Instructor, which I did. And then I was posted to Air Force Academy, where for 2 years I taught flying to absolute raw cadets. It was very interesting, very, very interesting. And one used to feel so happy to see your pupil going solo and performing very well. After that, I was selected to go Iraq as a qualified flying instructor to teach flying to the Iraqi cadets in their academy at Tikrit. This was a great experience because they didn't know English and we didn't know their language, Arabic. So telling him was very, very difficult. In monosyllabic words, you used to teach him, look at me, see me, and turn. And then he would say, now you turn. And he would turn. And you losing height, don't lose height. And then again, see me and turn. Now you turn. So it was like that. The entire flying was taught to them in this manner. But once they caught on, they did well. There was no war that time. Saddam Hussein was the president and he was doing extremely well. The country was running beautifully well till on false listing, the Americans came and destroyed that country. Anyway, we felt very sad because we were all for Iraq, Saddam Hussein. So after that, I came back to India, back again in the Gnat program, and then I was selected to go. And then I did my staff college in Wellington, down south. So DSSC, it's called Defense Services Staff College, where they teach us the various staff listing, Air Force law, Air Force administration, and all these such things. There's no flying. It's only how to run the Air Force. And thereafter, I came back. I was posted once again command, and from there I was selected to go to France and bring the Mirages from France to that time it was in Gwalior. The Mirage squadron was in Gwalior. So it was very nice. We used to go, we used to do our testing over there, and then we used to fly back from there. And I think it was between France to Dubai to Jamnagar to Gwalior. Some route was like very nice, very interesting. And then we used to land up in Gwalior. So sometime in 3rd November 1988, I was commanding the Mirage Squadron, and that is the time this Operation Cactus lady took place. Normally, one plans the next day on the previous night that tomorrow there was a flight safety meeting. So I said after the flight safety meeting, I will do this. But like they say, man proposes, God disposes. God has a different plan, which he told me much later. The flight safety meeting was to start at 9 o'clock. And the AOC, the boss of Gwalior, he was to take us from Gwalior, go to Bareilly, pick up officers from there, go to Bakshika Talab, that is Lucknow, pick up officers from there, and then go and land at Gomroli, which is Allahabad, where the command headquarters is located. So the AOC calculated and he said, tomorrow I'll be taking off at 5:30. I want everybody to be inside the aircraft by then. So we had to get up at early as early as 4:30, and as usual, like in the Air Force, they say, always go 5 minutes before. So we went 5 minutes before and got seated in the aircraft. AOC came, bang on time, he took off, and we went via Bareilly to Bakshi to Allahabad, and we landed there somewhere around it. Nice cup of coffee, and then 9 o'clock we were seated, and the AOC walked in as the presiding officer of the flight safety meeting. Midway, when there was a break, I was told that please go and meet the Air One. Air One is an officer who is in charge of all the air activities in that command. He has some message for you. So I said, okay, I'll meet him. I went there and he told me, Doc, that's my surname. It's been given to me by my postmates. It is just a translation of my surname, Vaidya. So he used to call me Doc. I said, Doc, you are to take 8 aircraft to Trivandrum. So I looked at him, what are you crazy? I'm sitting here and you're telling me easily you have any doubts, please go to air headquarters, ops room, JD Air Defense is sitting there, clarify all your doubts. So I went there, I rang up JD Air Defense, happened to be my friend. We had done staff college course together. So I asked him, what is wrong? If you wanted to send Mirages there all the way to Trivandrum, which we never could dream about, why didn't you send us a warning order that listen, you are likely to go there, so that we would have been prepared? I would have come for this flight safety meeting, and it would have been all nice and smooth. And now I'm sitting here in Allahabad, and you want me to take 8 aircraft today to Trivandrum. I think this is not right. So he said, Doc, don't get excited, please. These are the orders. There's some foul up which has taken place in Maldives, where the president of the uh, country is being thrown by some anti-national people. So we have to help him. So I had nothing to say. What could I say? I went back. I rang up my flight commander. That is, flight commander is the number 2 person in the squadron. That listen, stop flying. Put all the aircraft on 3 tanker configuration and prepare to go in twos to Trivandrum. So that flight commander and crazy, he said, "Sir, Trivandrum or Yelahanka? Where we had gone last time." I said, "No, no, it is Trivandrum." And I am still saying this thing and tell everybody that it is a hush hush mission and nobody to disclose at home to their wives or anybody that we are going to Trivandrum. Tell them we are going to Sena. As the aircraft get ready, start going to Trivandrum in twos. I'll be joining and maybe I'll take the next two. So I went told the air one, please send me quickly to Gwalior. So he gave that aero and the AOC also came and we reached Gwalior sometime around 4:35. I ran home, packed, came back. I was told that the next two aircraft will be ready in 20 minutes. So when I was in the DSS, where they keep all the documents of these aircraft, the AOC was also the head of the command. He said, "Listen, take care, don't get excited." I said, "Sir, I'll try my best to take care. Don't have to take me." But when I asked you to let me do night navigation, you did not let me. And now you want me to go from all the way from Gwalior to Trivandrum at night with the northeast monsoon over the area, which with CB clouds, lightning, and blocking the way to go to that place. And you're telling me just take care. So I said, okay, I said, don't get excited. Please. So I went to the number two, and the AOC asked me, have you given the briefing to your so AOC after asked me, have you briefed your number two? I said, so where is the time to brief? In fact, he is briefing me, collecting maps all the way, million maps all the way from Gwalior to Trivandrum itself is a difficult task because we never thought we'll ever go to Trivandrum. We had to search for the maps. So before going to the aircraft, my number two handed over to me bunch of maps, and I almost felt like a navigator. Anyway, took off, chugging along 40,000 feet, autopilot on. The flight was for 2 hours and nearly 45 minutes. And nobody else in the cockpit. You're all by yourself carrying on. It can be very boring, but nevertheless, we went Nagpur, Hyderabad, that Bangalore, Trivandrum, and then finally reaching that place. And it was en route, used to be lightning. And when in dark night, when there is lightning, the whole sky fills up with light. And one feels one doesn't know what to do, whether to avoid that, whether I should go left, I should go right, I should go above it, or I should go underneath it. But somehow God was very kind. We had no emergency and we landed in light drizzle at Trivandrum. So I'm telling you the story of the fighter side. I think the transport side story has already been covered by Group Captain Vayu. But in my case now, I'm telling you what I went through. So we landed there, and the AOC of Southern Command had made a makeshift office in a tent on the tarmac. The tarmac was littered with jawans and all kinds of this. So after two more aircraft came, he sent a message saying that don't send any more aircraft. The job has been done by the Indian Navy. And he told me, now that you have come, go across to Malay and let them know the air power of India, how quickly we go and react. And I'm sure you will be also being monitored by the Americans. So they will also come to know that these guys are there in less than 15, 16 hours. So next day, 7:30, we went and Malay is 600 kilometers from flying in a single engine aircraft that height all the time over sea with no survival pack for for sea survival pack because there was no time to make the ejection seat ready with sea survival pack was very creepy feeling. But finally we reached. And when we reached to the islands of huge, so many of them, and we did a lot of low runs on all the islands and make them know that aircraft has finally come to assist your president in case we are. After that, after about 15 minutes of low flying all over all islands, we came back to Trivandrum. The CNC had told us also beat up Trivandrum people. They have never seen fighter aircraft in their life. So let them see the fighter aircraft at least. So we beat up Trivandrum, flying at 100 feet. And at the end of it, we came back and landed. So that was as far as our mission was concerned. In the evening, there was nothing to do. So we said, let's go and let's see the town, let's see some shopping. So when we went there, one of my Scotland guys, he said, sir, I have a shopping list given to me by my wife. I said, listen, I told you, don't tell your wife, tell her that we are going to Srinagar. How come you got this shopping list from Trivandrum? Said, sir, I told her that we are going to Srinagar, but the NC, Muthuswamy, when he went to collect our bag, he told them that the squadron is going to Trivandrum. So his wife said, how come you don't know where you are going? I hope you know where you're supposed to go. Because the NC is saying that you're going to Trivandrum and you are saying you're going to Srinagar. So that was the secrecy which was maintained by the people in Gwalior. The IRs knew, the NC knew, the Dhobi knew, everybody knew that we are going to try. So that is how it was. Anyway, so we bought a lot of banana chips. It was the delicacy of that area. And next day we came back with a lot of banana chips. That was the exercise Cactus Lady as far as I was concerned. If you have any questions or if you ask anything, please do so. Try and answer. Only Mirage aircraft could do that. Nobody else. Mirage, maybe Jaguars could have done it, but it was no MiG aircraft or none of these other aircraft could have done it because the Mirage was could fly with 3 times for almost 2 hours and 45. I forgot to tell you about the guns. We had gone without any loaded guns and landed there. The gun ammunition arrived there at around midnight, 12 o'clock. So the aircraft were loaded with guns and we were told, but don't be trigger happy. Only when you get specific instructions to fire, then only fire. Don't be trigger happy. So that is how it was. Okay, that's it then. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your beautiful lecture. And before we close, I wanted to thank everybody for joining us and just wishing you in advance a happy birthday for tomorrow, sir. From all of us.
Thank you very much. So nice of you.
Yeah, and we all clap for you and we wish you a happy birthday. May God bless you and give you many more such days of happiness, joy, and you be an inspiration to many, sir. It's an honor to listen to you. It's an honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
So I have a small question. This is Group Captain D.K. Das.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
When you went across to Trivandrum and the other transport aircraft were also there doing the para-drop of at Malé, was there any coordination between the fighters and the transports?
We established coordination only after we all landed in Trivandrum. Till then, they didn't know what fighter plan is. We didn't know what they plan. So their headquarters had not briefed them. So it was a messy affair.
I think it was just to threaten those people there. That the fighters are also at our disposal if time comes like that. It may be due to that.
Just to show the air power of India.
Yeah, Doc, this is Vic Commander Karnik, Suresh Karnik, Pune.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Nice seeing you. How's your health keeping?
Well, okay.
Okay,
I'm enjoying my walks. I've stopped playing golf now because my feet are not cooperating.
Yeah, I heard about from your colleagues who were golf mates. Anyway, excellent narration you gave us. And the scary part was your flight from Gwalior to Trivandrum in the weather conditions that existed at Trivandrum to northeast. Yeah, that was very, very scary indeed.
Very scary.
And that too at night.
Lightning all through. Yeah.
Lightning and filling the sky with light. Absolutely. But
No, at
scaling-
night the lightning is much more frightening than during day.
Yes, yes.
When you overcome the the fear part of it. Anyway, all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
True, very true, sir. Very true, sir.
Any other questions from anybody else on the call? May I request Brigadier Apte sir, if you have anything to contribute, rather you would, we request you.
I must thank the Air Marshal. He covered everything very well. We
Sir.
all knew about this, as he mentioned, the action in Malay, and I think Group Captain Anand Beur also conveyed what exactly happened. But
Sir.
Air Marshal Vaidya has very succinctly told us. We had heard about it and how the paratroopers also went. So thank you very much, sir. We're very interested. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Good evening,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I'm JW Ramesh.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Sir, night time you had the challenging flying, and then sea also you had the challenges. There was no sea survival.
Oh.
This thing practical, something was done. No
Very-
preparation like that. It is a really
Very-
God's grace. But flying 2 hours 45 minutes. How was it, sir? Did you land anywhere for refueling, or it had the capacity
No,
of
no, no.
flying more
That
than
three tank configuration took us that far.
air refueling was there, sir?
No, no,
No.
there was no air refueling that time.
Okay.
There's no air-to-air refueling. They came much later. But the three tank configuration was good enough fuel in those three tanks, take us all the way, and with
Thank you.
fuel to spare.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you, sir, and happy birthday, sir, once again. And
Thank you.
God bless you, sir. Long life, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from any of?
Air Marshal Mukherjee Saab also is there. Sir, you like to interact? Hi, sir. This is Patak.
Hello.
Sir, kindly.
Thank you very much. Doctor Mukherjee.
Oh.
And
Because we have met.
yes, sir. And DK sir, how are you, sir?
Array, lovely. On top of the world as usual. Even if I'm bedridden.
Your mustaches haven't changed since 1972. That I can see, apart from the color. So you're looking terrific, and it's wonderful to see you, sir, after 50 years.
Yeah, thank you so much. God bless.
And Doctor, thank you very much. We love the talk, and it's always terrific listening to you. And your sense of humor is, as usual, right there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I was enjoying your humor the way you've always been. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
So, sir, there is one more small question about the
Yes.
security labs. When everything was happening hush,
Ah.
how come the NCCE knew about your movement to Trivandrum?
Yes. I'll tell
And
you. The NC is in the pilots are running around collecting maps for command. So when the pilots are talking with each other, the NC is listening to all. He knows. So that is how this thing secrecy is sort of
Compromise.
kept out. That is how he.
Anyway,
He talks to another NC. He tells him, and it just goes.
see, one small leak could have cost
A very serious lapse.
very heavily.
Actually, yes. I mean, it's a wrong thing. It's a wrong thing. But in this case, there was no opposition to us from anywhere. There was no problem at all. No other aircraft was around there. But it's a wrong thing. One should be more careful. Lesson learned that one should not open one's mouth like that.
Sir, if I may just give one point on this secrecy part.
Yes.
When the armored division was being mobilized in 1971 from Jhansi, that time we had only one armored division. There was armored division. The armored division rakes required tremendous cleaning and putting on the siding for the tanks to load. I have served in an armored division and served in a second artillery regiment. The news leaked through the maid servant, and the maid servant's son, 16 or 18-year-old boy, Sapaiwala in the yard with the railways. You see, the armored division loads at different points because each regiment has got 45 tanks. Plus, we've got our guns. The embossing points are distributed at different places. So the news went around that the army is moving and the tanks are moving. Special preparation and the cleaning was known only to the civilian safai walas. And one of the safai walas, a mother was a maid servant in an officer's house. Officer's wife asked her husband that, "Are you all moving?" So he said, "No, who has told you?" He said, "Well, your trains are being placed." And frankly, let me tell you that officer, a major, didn't know anything at all because it was on a need to know basis. And later, when he went to the office, he got to know that mobilization orders have already come. So you see, unfortunately, the leakage starts from very, very inconspicuous sources. And that is how the news leaked, that the armored division is being mobilized onto the front line. That is what happened in 71. And these are the little pieces of information which leak out, as you have also very correctly brought out. So I don't know how we can overcome this. Probably now there is no need because satellites are as it is picking you up. Where our aircraft are being moved, where our guns and tanks are being moved. So I think secrecy is all gone now.
Yeah.
So when mobilization takes place, the enemy knows well in advance, and he knows you're amassing and concentrating. So I don't think that there's any further requirement for secrecy of that nature. But I thought I'll just quote this example. Our Safai Wala leaked out the move of an armored division.
Then you better.
These Safai walas and maids were they were the key concerns, key points, touch points for such kind of, I think, secret informations. Satellites of yesteryears.
Correct.
Any other inputs from anyone?
Not only Safai wala, sir, even bearers for serving the service personnel and officers, they also get, "Arey, jaldi hamara uniform leke aao, humko move hona hai jaldi abhi." So that way also that information get leaked, sir.
That time it was personal talk, sir. But now it is equipped with the mobiles. Now immediately, without going anywhere, they will simply pass this information.
In the bar, talk in the bar.
Yeah.
No secrecy at all. It's crazy. Anyway, it doesn't now matter because it's an open thing because of these satellites. They know exactly how many aircraft, exactly who's where, what is happening.
Yes, may I request?
Okay. Thank you. Can I close now?
Just before that, we say once again, gentlemen, on behalf of AVA and all of us or those who are on the calls and not, may I again wish Marshal Vaidya sir a very happy birthday. May God bless you with good health and long life.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday,
God bless you, sir.
So nice of you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much.
Kind of you, sir.
Sir, thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice weekend, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all of you for attending the meeting. I must thank Vaidya sir for giving such a nice narration. So all the best, sir, and take care. Remain safe.